We're at Long Beach this year. Big announcement. I'm joining Jerry Yang Racing as the spotter for Kazuya Taguchi, and this is his VR-powered Toyota 86. So very similar to mine, but very different in a lot of ways. I have a supercharged LS. He has a GTR motor with 2 big turbos, and right-hand drive car versus left-hand drive car. Still awesome looking thing. It is really funny, like just being able to get up close to this car. There are a lot of differences in how the chassis were built, because Jerry built this one, John at Committed built mine, and it's just really cool. I'm really looking forward to working with the team. I think there's a lot that we can both do for each other in terms of both things on the track and off the track that I'm really excited to partner with them for. So really excited to be at Long Beach. This is such a cool venue. I mean, it's unlike any other racetrack that I've ever been to, because we're in the middle of a city, right? We didn't drive to the middle of nowhere. The fans can get up close and personal. And I mean, like, look at them. They're all hyped. And it's really awesome to see. So this weekend's gonna be great, and I'll show you a little bit more about the rig, the GT radial hauler, and other stuff as I continue the weekend as a spotter. It's really great to be here, and thank you to Jerry and team for having me on board this year.
My name is Eric Gomez, and I guess you could call me, I'm the crew chief now, but I used to be just Jerry's right-hand man. Like, make sure that from the minute that I touch down to the minute I leave, this car's running and driving all weekend. What's my main job?
What's your favorite Kazuya Taguchi story?
My favorite one was, I think, the first time we got into top 16.
Oh yeah, in Jersey?
In Jersey, and he did like a 45-second rev limiter burnout.
So it's qualifying day. Unfortunately, we were not able to make any passes. The engine had an issue. There was a boost spike problem, which ended up blowing both head gaskets, and there might be some more internal engine damage. But in order to preserve the motor, the decision was made basically not to run. So unfortunately, early an end to our weekend. But I wanted to go ahead and show you around this really sweet rig. There's the car, but we're just gonna walk through.
And then there's this plastic bit here, so it'll like...
So this is what a NASCAR hauler looks like. So we have a bunch of food, a coffee machine, super critical part to our mornings. And this is, you know, a bunch of space for a bunch of tools and a bunch of other stuff. All these cabinets have different things in them, and it's really, really useful to store stuff, and just tons and tons of space for activities, right? So up top, oh, I don't know what's up here right now. Ugh. So this is kind of where the cars go. It's pretty dark up here. Whoa. Actually, yeah, you can't really see anything. So anyway, so up top there's, you know, so up top is where the cars are stored. We have this like long hallway thing, and then this is a really cool room. So this is the driver's lounge, and it's super comfortable. You can sit here, it's like nice and cool, and you can get away from people, but still have some nice sunlight out there. And yeah, this is where, you know, we can come have team meetings. We can also look at data, take phone calls for other stuff that we're doing. And Kazuya, you know, changes in here. And again, it's just a nice place to relax and get away and not have to be outside the entire time. So anyway, as we come out, so yeah, I think a lot of the stuff is still in the back of the truck or from the hot pits, or it's come back. And this is the car. So a lot of it is very similar to my car, right? It's an 86 chassis, just like mine, but underneath the hood and underneath the trunk, it looks very, very different. So it's been cool to get up and close and personal with one of these that is not mine. And yeah, I mean, it's just really interesting to see how different teams have different takes on how to build a car. So anyway, that's kind of a brief overview of the Jerry Yang Racing team pit. Really cool opportunity to have, and I'm really thankful to be able to spot for him. It's actually made me really learn. It's really useful because I can see how the whole field handles the track, the different weather changes, and the track temperatures, and how all that affects driving. It's really crazy to see. I mean, early in practice. The track's super cold and really loose. And then during qualifying, it gripped up a lot, and I think a lot of people were struggling to hit those outer zones because they were expecting it to be a little bit looser to be able to float that car out a little bit more. So anyway, that's what happens in FD, and yeah, really looking forward to Atlanta is next, but I'll be driving a lot between then and now, and especially in my own car. Have 2 test days scheduled for April, and really like to get some seat time in the new chassis, or in my 86 chassis with all the upgrades that we've done. So anyway, on to tomorrow. So as I mentioned yesterday, I am spotting for Kazuya Taguchi.
Hello.
And yeah, he's a phenomenal driver. He placed 8th last year.
Yesterday was a qualifying day. We practiced, I think, only 3 laps. In the third lap, the motor blew up. And we are running a GTR motor, came with R35. We called BR38. I'm not sure. We need to figure out still. I think the situation was like, at one time it was like very high boost, like over 50 pounds, and head gasket was blew up. I hope not cylinder head, not cylinder block, maybe head gasket. And the car has only 2-3 cylinders now, so we couldn't drive qualifying day. So yeah, it happened. We're gonna come back more stronger for next round.
Yeah. So what is this car exactly like? I don't know. How would you compare it? I mean, I guess if I were to compare it to my own car, it's really funny, like looking at the 2 cars. Like I know my own car really well, and I'm just getting to know this one. But you guys are running, you know, a VR motor versus an LS. You know, what are some other things that are interesting about this car that you like? Or
yeah, I think the first one, you know, the chassis is same as you know, the FRS, but we converted right-hand drive from the left-hand drive.
So
that's one thing.
So it wasn't a right-hand drive car. You converted it.
Yeah, I'm Japanese. Right. I moved here to compete Formula D 2 years ago. You know, right-hand drive, left-hand drive, it's way different. So very hard to drive left-hand drive for me. So I needed right-hand drive car. So that's why our crew member converted to right-hand drive. That's my, I think, biggest different point. Driver's side.
No, I totally get it. Like I can't drive right-hand drive very well at all. Like it's completely
I'm practicing
different.
left-hand drive, but still not good. Maybe single round should be fine, but tandem
hard.
No.
Yeah. It's so hard because when you're driving, are you like, for me, I'm used to looking out my left eye, and because I'm on the left side of the car, it's like perfect. But when I get on the right-hand side, all I can see, since I'm so used to looking out of my left, is just the passenger seat.
Yeah.
Like, I can't see anything.
Way different.
Exactly.
You know, shift the location.
Yeah.
It's totally different.
And what made you want to come from Japan and over here to compete? Why did you want to do that instead of just staying in Japan and compete?
You know, long time ago, when I saw the drifting, I fall in love. I really love the drifting, and I was like, I want to be a drifting driver. And then finally, I became professional drifting driver 2015. But you know, I competed D1 Grand Prix and Formula Drift Japan. But you know, here in United States, like it's like, let's say, more professional, like everything, driver, team owner, team mechanic, also the spectators is like more professional, like it's like more high level motorsports than Japan.
Do you think the competition is better here than Japan too?
Yeah, style is different, but totally different. Yeah, I think better than Japan.
What's different about Japanese competition driving versus Formula Drift USA competition driving?
First one is the spectator is way more than Japan. So many spectators here, and the drifting style is like, you know, Here is more like fun style, you know, more excited, deep angle, a lot of smoke, a lot of horsepower, and close to the wall. You know, it's great.
Do they not care as much about line in D1? Because every video I've seen, sometimes I've seen the cars like in the middle of the track.
Yeah.
And it's totally fine. Whereas if you do that here, you're gonna get massive deductions,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, I think they started to judge about the line, but not like Formula D USA.
Got it. That's cool. So why did you start drifting? Like, what got you into drifting? What made you love drifting? Like, what about it?
I think when I was 10 years old, my dad is car guy, and my dad friends was drifter, and I had ride around with
Nice.
my dad friends, and I was like, I definitely do this.
What car did you ride?
S13 Serbia.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. What was the first track you drove?
It was my hometown, Japan. Shinchitose Motor Run.
Okay.
I think
What type of course is it? Like road course, but like kind of like a go-kart course, or is it
kinda-
full size?
almost same as skid pad,
Okay.
but they make some track with a cone something.
Got it.
And I think that was 15 years old. I don't even have driver's license, but I
Yeah.
got JZZ30 Sora, like same as SC300, and I was trying to drift at the track, but you know, so difficult.
Right.
I have no knowledge.
Do you have open differential or welded or what?
I welded myself.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you know, my senpai, my older guy, is like, he told me, yeah, change the differential. It's very easy, same as the exhaust changing. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try, but I don't know, so many parts and so many bolts.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, it was good experience though.
What's your favorite track to drive in Japan?
Nikko circuit and Ebi South circuit.
Is that Minami?
Yes.
Yeah. It's so sad that it closed, right? Yeah, it's gone. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. That's really cool. Well, I'm really looking forward to working with you. I think there's a lot I can learn from you, and hopefully I can contribute a lot as a spotter to you. I think we worked really well together this weekend for the few runs that we got, and hopefully Atlanta will go a lot further into the bracket. And again, really great to be with you. So
I'm so excited.
thanks so much, Kazuya. Formula Drift Long Beach is pretty much over. It's been a really great experience for round one. Unfortunately, not so much in terms of results for the team, but it was an awesome first outing and getting to know Jerry a little bit better, Kazuya a little bit better, and I'm really looking forward to the rest of the season. I know that we'll have the car sorted out for Atlanta, and also I'm excited to test my own car as well. So I have 2 test days planned for April, and just trying to get the car ready for those 2 test days, and really want to be prepared for round 1 of Pro Spec, which is in Orlando. So having the car done hopefully in the next few weeks and tested and all sorted out will be really great. So some of the upgrades that we did over the off season, the big ones are the supercharger cooling system, as well as switching to a Link ECU from our HP Tuners piggyback GM computer. So with those 2 changes, I think hopefully the car will be all good to go. Last year we were really struggling with heat issues with the Magnuson blower. Magnuson did not create a good product out of the factory for drifting. I think it's probably meant for drag racing, where you're only running the car for 10 seconds at a time, which, you know, that's not what we're doing at this track and at these races. So hopefully we've sorted those 2 problems out, and most importantly, I can have a consistent car I know I'm a consistent driver, but you can't be a consistent driver without a consistent car. So anyway, that's what I'm looking forward to in my own program, as well as just spotting for Kazuya, really understanding how these tracks work from the spotter stand and all the competition in pro. It's super helpful, and it's really cool to be able to see patterns in drivers in terms of knowing what to expect from certain drivers and how they enter, how they're going to fill the zones, what speed they're doing. So anyway, great experience at Long Beach. Not the results we wanted, but overall very positive. So looking forward to testing, and then Atlanta, Orlando, New Jersey, the rest of the FD schedule. It's going to be quite a year.